Let's go through the layering. I have here nice and thin short crust, then it's a lime white chocolate mousse, then I have a strawberry jelly infused with a strawberry liqueur, whipped rum Chantilly, and some strawberry for freshness. For this recipe, you will need fully baked tart shell. You can use the one that is in the description, so I'm not repeating here the full process of the short crust. You can use your short crust, doesn't matter. Currently, I have a 16 centimeters baked, fully baked tart shell. It's a 3 centimeters height and it's 16 in diameter. For my one insert, I'm going to use a small ring that I'm going to put the cling wrap so I can safely pour my filling inside. But the guidance is approximately 16 for the large and 14 for the smaller one. So we will need to have a gap. I have my setup ready for the strawberry jelly and I will guide you through the steps. So I have my strawberries here. I've got them as frozen strawberries from the grocery, so I blitz them with a stick blender to make a puree. I have here, it's optional, but it's boost the flavor, strawberry liqueur. If you don't have a strawberry liqueur or you don't want to use it, you can substitute with the same amount of strawberry. Then I have my gelatin bloomed. I have sugar and cornstarch mixed here. And I've prepared my insert mold. You can use a silicone one if you have. I'll just show you that you can make an insert just using your ring. You can use a cookie ring. The idea that you put the cling wrap on the bottom part of the ring, then you can pour the jelly inside and freeze it. I'm going to pour the liqueur to my strawberries. I'm going to mix it in. And I'm going to add my sugar and cornstarch. Bring it to the boil and boil 1 minute. Add your gelatin. And this now is going to freezer until it's frozen completely. Now I'm going to make a lime mousse and I'm going to assemble tarts. So we will start with essentials. You need your tart shell to be prepared. You also need your insert to be unmolded. And I'm going to put this back in the freezer. Regarding the lime mousse, I have a milk here, I have my bloom gelatin, I have my freshly squeezed lime juice and zest of 1 large lime. I have chopped or pellets of white chocolates, and I have my semi-whipped cream already waiting for me. You will also need a larger bowl to mix it in. So let's start with the milk. And over white chocolate. Blitz it with a stick blender. Add all lime juice. If you follow in all of the steps, this mixture now is going to be quite cooled down, so it's ready to mix in your whipped cream. So the current temperature of lime mousse is around 20 degrees. It will become firmer, so I'm going to start with assembling tart. Roughly, we need to fill our tart shell halfway. Then we're going to insert our strawberry. Then we're going to fill it with the rest of the mousse so it's sitting on top of the layer. So the thickness of the mousse is perfect. It's holding our insert. I'm going to a little bit fill more and then level it up. And I'm going to put this in the fridge to fully set. This is a recipe of stable whipped Chantilly cream. It's a bit different to the standard one, and difference is that we are going to add gelatin. Gelatin will help us to stabilize the cream, and it will be stable much longer in the fridge. So, for example, if you have your usual Chantilly cream, you need to serve it straight away after you whip it. It would be stable for a few hours, but if you are aiming to have your tart, for example, the next day, definitely you need to use something more stable, like a ganache, whipped ganache, or Chantilly cream that is stabilized with a gelatin. For this particular recipe, I'm going to use rum as a flavoring. So I will guide you through the steps, so you will have this clear picture what is going on. I have a little bit amount of the cream in a pot. I'm going to add sugar, and I'm going to dissolve the sugar. After my sugar is dissolved and cream approximately simmering, I'm going to add the gelatin. The gelatin is already bloomed, so I'm going to put it to fully dissolve. After it was dissolved, I'm going to pour my rum, and all of this then goes to the cold whipped cream. And we are going just to pour inside and blitz with a stick blender and leave it in the fridge for 4 to 6 hours to stabilize. If you're making a small amount, you can just leave it in a jug like this. If you're making larger batch, you need a flat tray and a clean wrapper. So let's start. And it's done. Some tips or advices, or because I'm trying to have this channel as a educational channel. If you would like to change the recipe, and you are more than welcome to change it, you can add any rum or liqueur. The advice is, I was using the 40% proof alcohol. So in this case, you can safely add 4 to 5% of the total weight of your cream. That just for the easy calculation. You can increase amount if you are using liqueur. For example, the liqueur with a 15 to 20% proof, you can add up to 8%. The idea is not that you cannot add more, but the alcohol is affect the structure of the gelatin. So basically, it's a similar idea why you would add alcohol to the ice cream. It's lowering freezing point. So it weakening the structure of gelatin and fat being combined together. That's why it's a particular amount. So if you splash twice of that, you will probably break the chain and it would be not very stable. This recipe is not to add lots of alcohol and have this as a cocktail. The idea is have a subtle flavoring that you can complement flavors of your tart. Let's decorate the strawberry daiquiri tart. I have here my rum chantilly that I'm going to fully whip, and I'm going to pipe it on top of the tart, and I have some fresh strawberry for the decoration. Strawberry daiquiri tart is ready, so it's time for cross cut.